How's it going, people of YouTube? Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Razer Marauder Starcraft 2 Edition gaming keyboard, which I have right over here. In this review we're actually going to be taking a look at all the different features that this keyboard has to offer. So let's take a closer look. And here it is. Now let's go ahead and take a closer look at this keyboard. As you can see right off the bat, this keyboard is a little narrower than most of your standard keyboards, mainly due to the fact that they condensed the number pad and the arrow keys, which are usually found in between the number pad and the rest of the layout of the keyboard, into one. Now it's very simple to switch between the number pad and the arrows simply by hitting this num mode over here. You have full function of the numbers, and switching it back off gives you the arrow function. You cannot use both, unfortunately, as I'm not really sure how I feel about that, but it does make sense if you have some space constraints, or if you're using this on the go, or if you just have a small desk. It does make a lot of sense. Now, every single key on the keyboard is programmable using the software that Razer does provide, and I'll get to that in a minute. And as you can see, there's no actual macro keys like I'm used to, because I personally use the Razer Black Widow Ultimate, which has a set of macro keys, which I'll show in a little bit. But like I said, every single key is programmable, so that shouldn't be a problem. Now you have the same standard features you find on most gaming keyboards from Razer. You have the gaming mode over here simply by hitting function, and the G up here, it puts it in the gaming mode, as you can see by this little light, which basically disables a function like the Windows key, so you don't actually log yourself out of the game in the middle of whatever you're playing, hopefully StarCraft 2. And yeah, that's it. Of course, you could shut off the backlighting simply by hitting the backlight button over here, and of course you have your sound controls over here. You can mute it, play, stop, rewind, forward, all that good stuff. And as you can see, every single key on this keyboard is backlit, including the StarCraft symbol up here, which is kind of cool look, as well as these little lights over here, which also have another function, which I'll show you in a little bit, that's programmable through the Razer included software for a lot of cool different reasons. I'll show you that in a little bit. And of course you have this cool little sidebar over here right on the side of the computer, or the keyboard, which actually gives it a really cool ambient look to it, especially when the lights are off. Fortunately, it's a little bright in this room, so I can't show you how it really lights up. But every single light on this keyboard, or every single backlight, is configurable. You could change all the colors on 3 sections, basically the main keyboard layout, these side lights over here, and then of course the backlights over here could all be changed to any color you'd really like. So let's go ahead and take a look at the software that's provided. Alright, now here we have the software that controls the Razer Marauder Starcraft 2 gaming keyboard. Unlike most Razer products, which use the Razer Synapse cloud-based configurator, the Starcraft 2 gaming products from Razer have their own configurator, which is kind of cool because this keyboard does have some features that most of the other ones do not have. So let's go ahead and take a look. Over here you have your main assign key area, which you basically pick a key and you assign a macro to it, which is straightforward enough. Now here we have the manage profile, so if you do create a profile, you could of course save it, and you could load them up based on different play styles, and you could export them, import them, which is basically self-explanatory. And here we have the manage macros section, which allows you to record the macros. You simply hit record, and a little light pops up on the keyboard itself labeled record, and then you hit the keys you'd like in any particular order, and then of course you stop it and it saves your macro, and then you could go back to assign keys and assign the macro to any particular key. Now another unique feature which I mentioned earlier about the Razer Marauder Starcraft 2 keyboard is the lighting system. Unlike most Razer products, at least their keyboards, which have basically a predetermined color depending on which one you buy, this one does have a lot of various options based on 3 fields. You have your main field, which is basically the majority of the keyboard layout, all the keys, and then of course you have the side strips, which I showed you earlier, and the underglow, which is the backside keys, or not the keys but the backside lighting. And you could pick any lights depending on however you like it. Usually I just pick all Razer green, but I'll go ahead and show you how it would look if I change the colors. My girlfriend's favorite color, purple. She's gonna like that because this is her keyboard anyway. And then we'll go ahead and switch this to red, and we'll press apply. And I'll give you an idea of how it looks now. As you can see, I changed the color now to like a pinkish purple for all the backlit keys, and we got red down here on the little side stripes, and we maintain green for the backlight bars, which is kind of a cool feature. I rather like it. And now let's go ahead and go back to the software. Another cool feature about this software is the APM feature. Anybody that plays StarCraft 2 knows about the actions per minute. Basically you set a lower limit and an upper limit for the actions per minute, and it changes the lighting based on the actions per minute building up or lowering, and you have a little scale here, and the colors are predefined, but you get the idea there. But the coolest feature of this StarCraft 2 keyboard is the alert section, which basically activates the little sidebar lights I showed you earlier, and you pick a color that you like and you pick the blinking effects, how many times it actually blinks. And you have all sorts of different options for this. If your base is under attack, you could have it blink whatever color, let's say 4 times, and it's going to blink blue 4 times if your base is under attack. So if you're away from your base, you get an idea of when it's being attacked simply by seeing the lights strobe on the keyboard. And you have all these different options over here. It goes from anywhere from allies, base under attack, we're under attack, building complete, upgrade complete, and so on and so forth, which is, in my opinion, very cool. Now, of course, this keyboard currently goes for $99.99. You could pick it up from any of the major online retailers. And yeah, that's about it. Now let's go ahead and see what else comes with the keyboard. Alright, also included in the keyboard packaging is a few sets of these booklets. Of course, you have the user manual here, which comes in different languages, and it gives you a pretty good idea of all the different functions the keyboard has to offer. Next we have stickers. Razer always includes these stickers, and basically every single Razer product I've ever bought. I've never actually used them, but if you're into stickers, you get a couple Razer stickers. And here is, what is this? Oh, basically key layouts, giving you an idea of what everything is, and it got some cool StarCraft pictures and a bunch of stuff in Chinese or something or other. And of course here is the dummy guide. Plug-in keyboard for keyboard to work, step by step. Alright, and one more thing before I forget. I wanted to compare the keyboard to my Black Widow Ultimate, just to give you an idea of how much shorter this keyboard is. So I'll go ahead and hold these side by side for you. Here is the Razer Marauder, and here is my Black Widow Ultimate. So you get an idea of how much shorter this thing is. You can see the numpad is, and it got a full numpad on this, as well as the macro keys on the left side. So you can see that this is really a short keyboard. Alright, and that's it for the Razer Marauder Starcraft 2 gaming keyboard review. Hope you liked it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and of course subscribe. I have many more reviews coming. And that's about it. Thanks for watching.